my presence, and the mountain shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall. Every wall shall fall to the ground.
Yeah.
I will call for a sword against him. Throughout all my mountains, saith the Lord our power.
Yep.
Every man's sword shall be against his brother.
Right. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. What is that? The nuclear war is going to take place. You can read that in the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. How the Lord is going to gather all these other nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is within the Persian Gulf area. Okay? And when you look up the word Jehoshaphat, it means the Most High's judgment. From the word, what is it? Yahweh Shaphat. So the Most High, Yahweh is going to judge all of the nations by getting them involved in the Third World War. So when people say things like, "Oh, the war ain't gonna happen," it's not. It's a matter of if or it might happen. There's no such thing as an if or it might happen. It's inevitable. It's a current event that no one on this earth can change or alter.
That's right.
All right, it's going to happen. It's going to take place so that the Heavenly Father, which is in His desire to set up a new kingdom. Okay, and we're going to get that precept too. Go on.
And I will plead against him with pestilence.
Right, and I will plead against him. What does it mean that he's going to plead? It doesn't mean that he's going to beg. No, the word plead means judgment. When you look up the word plead, the word there is shapat, which means judgment. So he's going to judge the nations.
Salakia, if
Go on, brother. Yeah.
There's a term in the court of law called a plea bargain, which is when you bargain your way out of a harsh sentence.
Okay.
By agreeing, on certain terms. You might say, okay, I'm gonna admit that I did the crime, so I can get like a less of a harsh sentence. So that's what that word plea originally means. It means a judgment, or a sentence.
Yeah, that's a good one, brother. So it just means judgment, and by that being the case, the Lord is going to punish the evil. Okay, that's how He's going to do it. He ain't going to literally come down and punish the people. He's going to use these nations and get them all minded up, ready for this nuclear war. He's going to give them the wisdom and understanding to create the waste there, to destroy, to split the atoms. Okay, go on, brother.
And I will plead against him with a pestilence.
And I will plead against him with diseases. So you're going to have diseases floating around as well. Go on.
And with blood.
And with blood.
And I will rain upon him, and upon his bands, and upon many people that are with him.
Yeah. So which verse we in?
We're in verse 22.
All right. And they will be diseased after this nuclear war. They will. Oh yeah. Go on, brother.
And overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Well, verse 23 now. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh by Sham Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
So in other words, everybody, and I'm not talking about everybody, because a lot of people are going to be dying in the midst of this war, but the souls that remain alive, they're going to know that there was a higher power working at large all along.
That's right.
That did this great work. And then you're going to have a group of people that are going to see us be saved all around the globe, and we're going to be saved miraculously, because see, like the brother Dabar was going into, what was the brother speaking on about how the world has seen our nakedness, our shame. And being that the world has seen our nakedness and our shame, guess what? The world is going to see the great salvation, man, that's going to come from the Most High. And then it's going to be well declared that we're not just niggas and spicks and wetbacks and whatever they call us, but we're going to be known as the people of the Most High, the people of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That's what it's going to be well known of, man. Yeah. So I'm going to say it again. People, when people think of the so-called Negro or the so-called Latino Native American Indian, all right, or those that may be a confusion of faces because they're going through the same curses too, it's going to be declared that we're the sons of the living power.
That's right.
Okay, the Most High is going to take a note of people which He have chose from the beginning of time, right? Well, not from the well, He did actually, because we were known as the sons of God. Now, during the time of the ancient world, from the beginning in the book of Genesis, you had three groups of men. You had the sons of men, you had the sons of the wicked, and you had the sons of the righteous. And we were back there, but we were just known as the sons of God. But when you look up the term Israel just means just that. It just means the sons of God. When you break it down. Now, the word Israel means he is, what is it? He is the prince of the power. So what's the son of a king or the son of a one that's in power? A prince. So when you break it all the way down, it just means the sons of God. Yasha Allah, Yah meaning he, and Shah meaning prince, and Allah meaning power.
Well, please, sir.
Go on, brother.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know where you're going. Get me brother. Get me Jeremiah 16 now. Jeremiah 16 and 14. Yeah.
It's in the dark, you know.
Yeah.
So verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
Yeah. What does it mean that they're going to be troubled with fear? Because they're going to see the chariots coming before their asses. They're going to see the salvation of Israel coming right before them. And they're going to marvel greatly. And this is going to be a worldwide scenario. This is going to be a worldwide thing that people are going to witness. Go on.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
And they shall be amazed in the state of marvel at the sight of what? Their salvation. So before we go further, get me Jeremiah 16 and 14.
Jeremiah 16 and 14. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua,
Yeah.
that it shall be no more said that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Yeah.
But the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
Right, exactly. So it's going to be declared that we were delivered from the land of the north and all of the lands that we were scattered abroad. And let's keep going.
And from all the lands whither I had driven them, I will bring them again unto their land.
And I will bring them together into their lands. So you're going to have Judah inhabiting the land part of the land mass called Judah. You're going to have 12,000 men out of Benjamin inhabiting the part of Benjamin. You're going to have 12,000 of the elect, excuse me, of Gad, or should I say Reuben, that's going to have their portion of land. And Gad, they're going to have their portion of land. And it's going to go on and on, all right? And then you're going to have the peaceable multitude, and the Most High is going to give them their land where they fit in. Because then it's going to be revealed what tribe they're coming from, although they look like the other nations, but they come from one of the tribes. Go on.
That I gave unto their fathers. So like, I lost it just for a second. That I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right.
And they shall fish them.
And we doing that right now. We're the fishers. What are we fishing you? We're fishing you the word. And that's all we've been doing as long as you've been seeing us. So now that we're done with that, brother, go back to what did you have, man? Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon.
It's back in Wisdom of Solomon, it's like in chapter 5 and verse 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach.
Yeah, and you know, and I mean, brothers get upset and saddened due to the conditions that we're in, but brothers that are there, you know, that's getting emotional and upset about this condition that we're involved in. You gotta understand, everything's playing based on prophecy. This is all prophecy, so there was gonna come a time where the children of the Most High were gonna be considered a no people. Let's get Hosea the first chapter. So we were going to be scattered abroad into lands not known as the sons of God. We were going to be known as what people call us today, black people, Hispanics, Native Americans, okay, Negro, this name and that name, and it just goes on and on, Jamaican, West Indian. So we're going to be known as these names, and we're going to take on these titles, and that to the point where no one's going to know. And also we're going to be given a bad rep in the media, being exploited on the media, and then therefore people are going to assume and think that we're just a bunch of nobodies. But a group of people that are a bunch of nobodies right now, which the Musa have already preordained to be as chosen, it's going to be declared worldwide that they are the sons of God. Okay? And the world is going to marvel, even including the ones of the wicked. The ones that's on high, sitting on their horse. Go on.
It's Job 30 and 9. I'll start verse 8. Job 30 and 8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men.
Yeah.
They were viler than the earth.
Right, they were viler than the earth. Go on.
And now I am their song, yea, I am their byword.
Right, now I'm their song, and that's a beautiful precept. And now I'm their byword. And that's what the people call us. They call us every single name in the book, and and also derogatory terms as well. Like black. Black is the black is derogative to us. Right? You're a nigger, or you're a spick, you're a spook, or whatever. You're a wetback. Okay, or you're a gollywog. That's what they used to call us in the 60s in England. Okay? So they used to call us all these names, man. Alright, or you a shine, which shine is alright, that's cool. Because we do have a aura about us anyway. But the point being is that in the lands that we would put to shame, and we would consider they know people, not the sons of God. But then it was going to be declared in these lands that we would put to shame and scattered abroad, and that we were going to be declared the sons of God. So let's get Hosea, the first chapter on that. And then we're going to continue on Wisdom of Solomon, the
Hosea,
5th chapter.
first chapter. The word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that came unto Hosea, the son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam.
Verse 8.
Now when she had weaned, lo, Rahama,
Yeah, which means not my people. La-ah-ramai, which means not my people. Go on.
she conceived and bare a son. Then said the Most High, who his name, Lo Ami, for ye are not my people,
Yeah.
and I will not be your power.
Yeah.
Yet the number of children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
And who's the children of Israel? Kind the camera on the side, brother, so that all can see. You're looking at them. Now you got brothers that are you know, that don't look like the tribes, but their spirit resonates with this truth. So they're also part of the tribes too, according to the house of their fathers. Okay, because you got simpletons that saying, well, you got, and I've seen this, man, I've seen this, you got Edomites in your camp and all of this nonsense. Not understanding what's going on here, man. Alright? They're not deep enough to understand why we got brothers that look a certain way. And they don't understand the prophecies, because the prophecy says that you're gonna have the peaceable multitude coming out of every nation. Alright? And you're gonna have a lot, and believe you me, man, you're gonna have a lot of guys out there that are claiming to be hardcore men of the Lord of Yahweh Shai, that even have Yahweh Shai in the title of their channel, right? When they see the peaceable multitude, they're gonna be all bugged out, man. Like for example, when Paul went to the temple, right, with the Gentiles, the Pharisees and the scribes, they were giving Paul all kind of help, because he was bringing men that looked like heathens, okay, or they probably looked like Israelites, but they had heathenistic attire on them. They dressed like the Greeks and all of that, man. So the same thing is happening all over again, as we just went into the whole concept of reincarnation. Okay, the spirits that were back then, Salaki, brother, the spirits that were back then 2,000 years ago, giving Paul hell, are back here now giving us hell. Go on, brother. Because a lot of these guys, like the Pharisees, they were well studied of the law physically, but they didn't have the spiritual understanding. They were what you would call natural men. And you have natural men nowadays. They just look at the scriptures from a natural mind perspective, but not using a spiritual mind, because they don't have the spiritual mind. We got the spiritual mind. Go on, brother.
Yet the number of children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Yeah.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them,
Yeah.
ye are not my people.
Right. It was said unto them that ye are not my people. Let's read that again.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Yeah.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them,
Right. And it shall come to pass in the place that it was said unto them. Go on.
ye are not my people.
Ye are not my people. In other words, you're not Israelites. You're Hamites, or you're blacks, or you're Mexicans, you're Latino, you're Native American. Okay? We've already got a group of people that are the Jews already. Okay? And it's the self-styled Jews that call themselves, which they're right on what they call themselves, Jewish. Because when you look up the term ish goes back, means pertain to. So they're Jewish. In other words, they're self-styled after us.
That's right.
Go on, brother.
Where it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Right, and now it's going to be said unto them that ye are the sons of the living power. So, in the midst of this time of us being scattered, there's going to come a time where we're going to be awoken or awakened to the truth and understanding, and then it's going to be declared throughout the internet. Somebody can get me in the book of Psalms 19. Okay, the internet scripture is going to be declared throughout the internet that we are the sons of the living power, and that's happening right now as we speak. Okay, you got a group of so-called Latino Native American Indians, and those of the scattered abroad. They're going to come back and resonate with the truth, and they're going to proclaim the truth to the world. They're going to publicate the truth. All right, to the point where the world has to then consider what we're saying and then agree with what we're saying.
That's right.
Okay, because it's just that, the truth. Go on.
It's Psalms, isn't it? Psalms 19. You want?
Yeah.
Psalms 19. Start from the beginning. The heavens declare the glory of the Lord, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Right.
Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth
Right, because
knowledge.
where does the satellite dish aim at? It aims at the heavens. Go on.
There is no speech, no language, where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out throughout all the earth.
Yep.
And their words to the end of the world.
And that's exactly how it's being declared that we are the sons of the living power, according to Hosea, the 1st chapter. And really, the internet has done all of the hard work, because if it wasn't for the internet, that means that we had to do a poll with it. Go travel all of the parts of the world to go get the elect, but we don't have to do that. All we got to do is press record and record our stuff, our videos, and upload them bad boys on YouTube. And all can see. Go on, brother.
In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it.
Right.
Where is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord Jehovah by Shem Yahushai is perfect,
Yep.
converting the soul.
Converting the soul. The word convert, which means with truth. The word con means with, and the word vert means truth. Converting the souls of who? The elect. Let's get Isaiah the 6th chapter, verse 9. Because you have men among Israel, and I'm talking about the so-called Negro, so-called Latino Native American Indians, that are not going to be converted to this. So let's get that.
Isaiah 6 and 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not.
Yeah.
And see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Yeah.
Make the heart of this people fat,
Right.
and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes,
Con.
and hear with their ears,
Yeah.
and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
And convert and be healed, because the truth is what heals you. The truth is what sets you free in the mind. You're free from the wiles of this world. That's what makes you, that's what heals you, this truth. It takes you away from all of the bad stuff that you did while you were in your ignorance. And now you've come here and you've now declared yourself as being one of the sons of God. And when you declare yourself as one of the sons of God, you start to do everything differently than what you did before. And then you start to take a little bit of pride of yourself. You start to look at yourself differently, at a high value. Go on, brother.
Then said, I Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted,
Yeah.
without inhabitants.
Without inhabitants. So in other words, you're going to have a large portion, which is, what is it, 66.6% of our people, the 2/3, so they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be blinded even until the nuclear war take place. Go on.
And the houses without man.
And the houses without man. That's it on that, brother. So go get me what you had before. I think he was reading Wisdom of Solomon, right?
Yeah, I'll get that.
Come on.
So,
Actually, what precept was you reading before that?
It was Psalms 19.
But what was
It had,
before that? Hosea you was reading.
Hosea
First
4, or it was 4.
It was 1.
1.
Yeah, read Hosea 1 and start at the verse you left off at, and then we'll get back to that precept, brother. Yeah, a lot of you Israelites, man, they're gonna come out in this kind of weather, man.
Hosea 4. Is it 1?
Yeah.
Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Start from verse where you left off at.
Where was I? Hosea 4 and
1.
1. Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you children of Israel.
Okay, yeah.
For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua have a controversy.
No, not that one. Hosea 1, brother. Hosea 1.
Oh man. Hey, Salakia.
It's all right.
Yeah, it is. Hosea 1. The word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua that came unto Hosea, the son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz.
What verse is that now?
This is Hosea 1.
Hosea 1.
Hey, it was Hosea 1 and 8 you wanted.
Yeah.
Slakia, man.
That's right.
What's going on?
Training.
What is going on?
That cold boy.
Hosea 1 and 8.
But we gotta endure, brothers.
Hey,
We
this
gotta
is-
endure.
yeah. Hosea 1 and 8. Now when she had weaned, lo, Rahama,
Verse 10. Read that verse 10.
yet the number of the children of Israel shall
That's
be
the
as the sand of the sea,
Yeah.
which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people,
Yeah.
where it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Right, so as it stands right now, we're in England. London, England to be exact. And in London, England, we're not known as the Israelites in London, England. We're known as blacks or black British. So in the land where it was said that we are not the sons of God, would be declared that we are the sons of the living power. Prophecy, baby boy, prophecy.
That's right.
Even the brothers in America. The brothers are in America, and in America, we're not known as Israelites in America. We're known as what you would call African Americans. The brothers in Jamaica, they're just known as Jamaicans, right? Brothers are proclaiming themselves to be of the tribe of Benjamin. So what we're reading right now is what's happening today. It's all being declared that we are the children of Israel. And the powers that be, they know this very well. They know this, man. You better believe the Queen of England and the Rothschilds, they know that we're the sons of the living power. We're the children of Israel. And this is why this people has been oppressed in this society, because they know our potential, man. All right? They know about our potential. They know about our history. And this is why they had to find any kind of way to hide the truth. They had to spend billions of dollars to hide the truth. Okay? They had to do it because it was in their best interest. Because if we wake up to this thing right here, then what's going to happen? According to, what is it? 1 Kings, I believe it is, the 8th chapter, the 33rd verse, if we would all return and pray back to the Heavenly Father, then the Heavenly Father would send His Son down, Yahushua, to take us out of here and to destroy this kingdom. So that's their fear. Their fear is that we'll take over their kingdom and that the Most High will have that so. All right? Go on, brother.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and there shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Right. In other words, Jezreel means the seed of Israel. So they're going to have one head. That one head is going to be King David. And then Yahushua. But King David is going to get his position. He's going to become king. And then Yahushua, he's going to be in his position. So that's it on that. So now we're going to go back to Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. So when the salvation comes around of Israel, then it's going to be well declared that we're the Israelites.
That's right.
Go on.
So, do you want me to start from the top?
Now read what you left off at.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves that this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach.
Yeah, somebody look up the scripture where it says the Lord is a power to hide of himself. Somebody
yeah.
can find that.
I'll get that.
Come on.
Somewhere in Isaiah. Right?
So lock it, brother. I just got
No,
the
no.
scriptures just bouncing around my head, man. And it's raining too, so there's only so much you brothers can do.
Salakia, may I just say, you
Yeah,
said
go
that Esau had spent billions to hide this truth.
Yeah,
I'd say it's more in the range of quadrillions.
Can't.
Because everything that Esau has done, every institution, every industry has always tried to hide this truth. Every book that they've ever published, every film they've ever made. So, and if a film makes, like, I don't know, 42 or 142 billion in its opening weekend, then how much more money must have gone into hiding this truth?
that's true. That is very true. It's very true. So it could be the brother saying it could be more than that, which
It doesn't
it's
really
possible.
matter.
It's very well possible.
Covered all the angles.
Yeah, he has. The educational system, the media, all aspects of it. The truth has been hidden, but the Most High allowed him to do that because it was his time to rule. That's why Esau came during the Renaissance era and wiped out all of the dark art. And they pretty much, when they talk about the Dark Ages, they speak ill about the Dark Ages. Like people weren't living good and they wouldn't clean. What they were really doing is they were living clean. They were living right. But what it is, Esau don't like that time period because we were ruling all over England. We were ruling all over Europe. All right, and they know the history that we were probably living really clean and better than how they were living. And that's why they make mockery of the Middle Ages. Go on, brother.
I've got that precept you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is book of Isaiah chapter 45 verse 15, and it says, "Verily thou art a power that hidest thyself,
Yeah.
O God of Israel, the Savior."
Yeah, and the Most High is hiding himself right now, man, because here it is, the Lord, there's a people that's walking the face of the earth that are God's chosen people. Yeah? And no one is even considering it. No one even is actually considering it that there's a group of people that are the chosen, and it's the so-called Negro, all the way down to the Hispanic, man. All right? And those that be scattered abroad as well, which are part of the lineage of these people. All right? They're not known. They're unrecognized. But it's going to be declared that the Lord is a power that created the heavens and the earth, and that this power has a people that's chosen, that he chose from the beginning of time, which were also known as the sons of God. All right? And then that's going to really get people's heads in order, and they're going to realize the same people that we were conditioned in the mind to look down upon are going to be known as the people of the Most High. So it's pretty much, a reasonable thing that we go through what we're going through, because the Most High is going to marvel, or have people marvel at the fact that we're the chosen people, and that's going to give him glory and him reverence, and therefore we're going to get reverence as well. It all begins with the Most High getting reverenced. Go on.
So,
Yeah, so back in Wisdom of Solomon 5:3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we sometimes had in derision. It's like he who is sometimes in derision. It's like him say that again. Whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach.
And a proverb of reproach. And that's the people of the nation of Israel, Jacob. So Esau is pretty much exposing himself right here. And he's saying, these are the same people that we had in derision at one time. And we thought their end to be without honor. It's going to explain itself. Go on.
We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor.
Yeah, because they did everything that they could do to hide the truth from our people, and to also condition our people to be a bunch of niggards, and to have low self-esteem, and to not rise up at all, or even think of the idea of rising up. So they've covered all of the gaps. Go on, brother.
Yeah, man, but that's why you got people like Vocab out there,
Yeah.
and G-Man, hell bent on trying to disrepute what we say, man. Because in his eyes, it's impossible for us to be the Lord's chosen people, man, because of the derision that we've been under. I was watching the video, and he's basically saying that he's making it his mission to disavow anything that we say, man. Any truth we bring out, he's going to come up against it.
Yeah.
Because people like him, he's an Edomite, man, and he can't stand to even imagine that we'd be the people of the Lord, man.
Yeah, but you know what too? Sometimes a lot of these guys know the truth, man. Vocab knows the truth, but the thing with him is he's set up to do what he's doing because he believes in that slave plantation Christianity that we were under for years, right? And also, he's an agent too. I believe he's an agent. You know what I mean? So the thing with him is he's doing all that he can do because, and another thing too, and that's what proves he could be an Edomite because he don't want the truth to get out so that we can rise out of that slave mindset, man. Because Jake has been pretty much put in slavery under that philosophy of Christianity. All right, so his thing is to purposely bring Jake back into captivity, and not just him. You have other men, like for example, they bringing Kanye West back on the scene about this Christian talk, hallelujah, and all of this other stuff.
Yeah.
So if Kanye West is on the scene, what's gonna happen if he's promoting Christianity? The Negroes that withdrawn from Christianity, they're gonna go right back into Christianity.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's what Esau is trying to do. Esau is trying to bring Jake back into that slave mindset, man.
Yeah.
Just be, just look, man. At the end of it all, you'll get your blessings at the end. But just take the beatings and don't say nothing about it. Just shut your damn mouth.
Yeah.
That's what Esau wants us to do. But Jake is waking up.
Yeah.
The average Jake, like I said, man, like even my pops now, he's now awakened to the idea that he's an Israelite. Okay? And I never ever thought in a million years he would get the truth, man. Okay, so Jake is waking up to the idea. So there's no turning back the hands of time, like my man R. Kelly said. You know what I'm saying? Turning back the hands of time. Yeah. But it's man, the rapper's out the back now. Go on, brother.
Yeah. So Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 5. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High?
Right. How is he numbered among the elect? 144,000. Read in the book of Revelations, the 7th chapter. How is that? How is that the case? We did everything that we could to bring these people to a lower estate and to have them sin against their power. We had them eating pork. We had them eating shrimp. We had them committing adultery. We had them selling their own women out there, prostituting their wives. We've had them do all of this other stuff. We had them getting involved in thug culture, but we called it black culture. We had them do all of this work. We've used every technique that we could use so that they can't arise and then give reverence to their power. We've tried everything, but so how are they numbered amongst the children of God? What? Nah, man, go on, bro. But what they didn't realize is that the Lord had an elect preserved. The elect, there was a group of people amongst the nation of Israel. Matter of fact, somebody give me the precept where it says Israel be as the sand of the sea, but a remnant shall not return. They didn't read that precept.
Yeah, in Kanye West's last sermon, he was supposed to have saved a thousand
Yeah, brother,
souls.
Come on the right hand side.
Yeah, there was a so-called 1,000 souls that he saved on his last sermon. In other words, he returned to Jesus, Right.
Well, he saved them back to the devil again.
So
that's what he did. Go on, bro.
Yeah, so back in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and...
Now don't go further, brother. Salakia. Yeah, I want him to read that. Yeah, it's in Job. I think it's in Job something, man. But I don't want to say Job now because I could be wrong on that. Yeah, it says, Israel be as the sand of the sea, but a remnant shall return. Let me see if I can look it up.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, you got it?
Isaiah.
Isaiah 10 and 22.
Yeah, 10 and 21.
Hosea 10.